Yo, what's happening, people? Okay, so today we are finally doing a desk tour. I've been wanting to do a desk tour video for a long ass time, and now I'm finally getting to it. So this is my desk. I'm going to show you what I'm working with, show you what I got, my streaming setup, what I use for the live streams and that whole thing. Go through it little bit by little bit, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's give you a quick overview of how things look. Now, one of the things you might notice is that I do not have a gaming chair. I think a lot of these videos, you see people with gaming chairs and that whole thing, and I don't have one of those. I've got a regular old office chair. And the reason for that is because when you are 6 foot or taller, you can't really buy regular chairs, especially when most of your height is in your legs. You can't just buy regular chairs from IKEA. You got to go to specialist retailers that sell chairs that go a little bit higher so you can sit comfortably for as long as you need to. And I had to pay like £270, I think, for it. I bought this about 5-6 years ago. Gaming chairs, I'm sure you can get gaming chairs that go higher, but my guess is they're going to cost a lot more than, £270. So if it works, it works. That's my motto. But yeah, I don't have a gaming chair. In fact, I don't really have much gaming anything, as you might notice just looking around on the video. But let me show you what we got. So that's my laptop over there. So I don't normally keep my laptop there, but I'm doing the video, so makes it look a bit better. This is just a whiteboard I used to write notes and things to remind myself to do later. It's just held up by a magnet. In fact, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is that magnets are useful, and hopefully you'll see more of what I mean by that as well. But this is a magnet itself here, which is actually bought for a car, but the car that it's bought for I don't have anymore, so I just had these spare magnets around. In fact, this arm I originally bought to hold up my iPad, but then my iPad over there, which I wasn't really using so much, so I thought, okay, let me take this down. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I could probably put a magnet on this. And that's what I did, put a magnet on this, put a metal plate on the back of this board. It's an adhesive metal plate, but still I put some sticky tape on it to hold it a bit better. And then, yeah, that's that. And it works just fine. Over here, we have the Nintendo Switch. And right in front of the Nintendo Switch, we have Bob, because Bob never dies. And Bob is standing right on the Xbox One, which is on the PlayStation 4. And for those who are wondering, yes, there is something between the two, because I ain't trying to scratch things up. Yeah, we do not do that here. Over here, this is speakers, a PC speaker, so USB PC speaker. And yeah, I know, look, you probably see people with like Dolby Digital surround sounds and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I know I'm not going to need that. I know they sound great. I'm not going to say that they don't, because they do. Those 7.1s, they're amazing. I get that. However, I was like, you know what, for what I actually use it for, and the fact that I sit relatively close to I sit close to my PC, I don't really need that big booming sound. So this does pretty well. It does pretty well. It's only like 13 quid as well, so I'm pretty pleased with that. My PlayStation 4 controller, Xbox One controller, and then Nintendo Switch controller, and they're all on charge right now. Some more cables over here. In fact, you might notice that I don't actually have a lot of cables on the desk. At least I hope you notice that, because that's very deliberately set up that way. But I do have some cables here. So this is just a spare USB cable that I use to plug things in. So if I need to charge my keyboards, because I use a wireless keyboard over here, Bluetooth wireless keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse. So if they need to charge, I could plug that in and then charge if I need to, or if I need to plug it into my phone, or if I need to use one of these, which is a SD card reader. But then next to that, we got the Bluetooth adapter, which I find it actually just seems to work better up here than it does when it was plugged into the back of my PC. And then I have the this is the cable for the light, so I have a lamp up here. So yeah, no fancy Elgato key lights, not just yet anyway, but right now this is what I'm using as my light, and I can just turn it on and I can brighten it up if I need to. And you know what, it's fine, this works just fine. Like I say, I'm not delusional. I know it's maybe not as good as some other stuff, but here's the thing, this is another thing I want you to take away from this video. Just because something isn't as good as something else, that doesn't mean it's not good. And as long as you know the limitations of what you are buying and the products that you're using, you can get a lot out of these things. The Logitech C92, I've had this for a while, C92, so I actually have the C920 as well, but I use this one more now. The C920 I actually use for my laptop for when I do streams from my car. In fact, maybe one day I do a car tour as well, so I'm working with there too. This is the iPad. This is an iPad Air 2. I bought this like many moons ago, and I don't really use it as much as I used to, but it does come in handy to have on my desk here, so I can watch stuff on YouTube if I want to go on YouTube, or watch Netflix, or other stuff I want to watch as well. I can listen to music. I've got a music app here on this as well, so I can do that too. Have some music and on the desk if I want to do that. But since we're talking about streaming setup, this is something I do as well. So this is the Elgato Stream Deck app for iPad and I guess mobile phones in general. But yeah, it's the Stream Deck, you know, the Stream Deck that you pay for like 200 and whatever pounds for. Yeah, not quite that, because it's not as many buttons, which sucks, because it's like, for whatever reason, they decide to not give you as many buttons. On the app version, it's only 15 buttons. But as long as you know what your limitations are and you know what you use them for, you can do just as well with it. So this is what I use to navigate my my streams, and I've got a few things here. So I've got there you go, that sound, and there, this one as well. I should add some more sounds to it as well at some point, but for now, that's what I'm doing. We've got some mugs over here. Sonic the Hedgehog in the back, holding these pens that I use for the whiteboard. And this is a mug that I got from when I was in primary school. This is an old mug. I've had it for a long time. I keep some pens and some scissors in there and a comb. Oh, yes. Gotta keep the comb in here. You gotta keep a comb nearby. This is for the beard. Always gotta keep a beard comb nearby. That's very important. And I have a spoon as well. It's from Kellogg's. Got a free spoon from Kellogg's. That's like sent off some like tokens or something or other, and I just kept it there. Over here, this is a Streamlabs mug that I bought. Just keep some cables in here. These cables I use for like charging the Bluetooth keyboard. I've got a Bluetooth mouse over here. That usually goes in there, but yeah, it's just for charging stuff when the batteries run low. And yeah, that just stays there. Yeah, don't watch that. That just stays there. Over here we got this is the Blue Yeti Pro, I forget the name of it, but it's a Blue Yeti mic that I use. This is a recent purchase, and yeah, pretty good. I like this mic so far. I like this mic a lot so far, so big up to this mic. And next to that, we have the, have a moisturizer bottle, because you gotta stay moisturized. It's very important you stay moisturized. I'm not even joking. Dry skin is not the one. Over here, this is where I keep my earbuds. So I have these are Soundpeak earbuds that I actually originally bought these to use with my computer, but I don't use them with my computer right now. I use them all with my phone, and they're really good for like, if you go jogging or working out, because like they're fully wireless, so if you move your arms around, it's all good, and they will connect right when you take them out, which is really cool. And that case goes there, and this case just is on a little metal pad there, which is stuck to the desk. It's an adhesive metal pad, and I put a magnetic strip on the back. It's a magnetic tape strip on the back, and that just holds that there in place. Magnets are useful. Now let's come over here. So yeah, Bluetooth keyboard. You might notice there's a small form factor keyboard. I don't have a full length keyboard. That's very much due to ergonomics, because a full length keyboard would mean that my hand, when I have my hand on the mouse, it goes from there to somewhere over there, and then it just creates arm strain, and I don't like that, because ergonomics is important. So I use a small form factor keyboard, and yeah, like Bluetooth. And I find this works just fine for games. I play Overwatch and other games with it, and it works just fine. I know a lot of people have some reservations about Bluetooth keyboards and Bluetooth mouse when it comes to gaming, but it's served me pretty well. It has served me pretty well, so that's what I use. And over here, you might have noticed in the corner, this is a coaster, because there are two types of people in the world: those who put their drinks on coasters, and then there are psychos. Remember that. Okay, so over here, you might have noticed the spear at the back, because Wakanda forever! You gotta have a spear. You gotta have a spear around, so I keep that there. And then this is just the armrest for the keyboard. And yeah, that is the top side of the desk. You might have noticed that all the cables seem to lead somewhere. The cables from here all seem to lead somewhere. The cables from here all seem to lead somewhere. But where do they lead? Stay tuned to find out. Alright, so before I show you what all the cables lead, let me just show you my PC real quick. So this is a PC, it's a self-built PC. A little bit dusty right now, but don't watch that, don't watch that. This is the PC controller that I use for gaming. It's a USB controller, so I just plug it in when I need to. And it's the wipe for the whiteboard to wipe stuff when I'm done with it. But yes, it's a self-built PC. I think I originally built it probably 8, maybe 9 years. It's been a while ago, but I have upgraded a few bits here and there since then. And I think the last major upgrade I did was probably getting close to about 5, 6, 7 years ago now, when I got the GTX 1080. I got the RM 1000X. This I think I actually bought before that major upgrade though, but the motherboards I'm pretty sure I got with it as well. I got the processor, which you can't see behind the fan. That's the AMD Ryzen 7 processor. The RAM I think I got a little bit later. That is the Corsair Vengeance 16 gig, was 8 gigabyte stick, so it's two of them, so 16 gigabytes. And down here we got the SSD drive, which I bought relatively recently because my HDD drive just kind of mashed up, so I bought a new drive. You might notice some Bluetooth there as well. And the reason for that is because when I bought the SSD, I put it all in and it didn't come with the screw. And then I kind of thought to myself, wait a minute, you could probably just buy spare screws. So I did, I bought some spare screws. And then when I went to put the screws in, I realized that I put the heat sinks on a little bit too far back for even to get the screw in, and they kind of stuck to the SSD at that point. So I thought, nah, screw it. So I just put it in, put some blue tack, and it holds it down. And you know what? It works just fine. It works just fine. So like I was saying before, you know the limitations of the things you're buying, and you can do just fine. So that's just been blue tacked in since I got it pretty much. And yeah, this is the inside of the computer. It does have a side, by the way. I took the side off before I did this video, just in case anybody's wondering, why does this computer not have a side? It does have a side, but yeah, just not right here right now. But anyway, that's the PC, that's the inside, that's the front side, that's the Blu-ray drive, which I don't use anymore. I've not used the Blu-ray drive for a long time now. And this is just the front grille where, you know, the fans, you can see the fans in there and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that opens up. This case needs replacing, actually, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's that. And also, this is where I keep my box cutter. Again, little piece of magnet on the back of that. Magnets are useful. Remember that. That's something I want you to take from this video. Magnets are useful. Some cables that plug into the back here. It's getting a bit dark now, but there you go. You can't really see anything right now, but this could be the awkward rest of the video as we go under the table. But let's do this. Let's go under the table and show you where all the cables go. And this is where all the cables go. This is where they go. So, yeah, most of them are just stuck to the underside of the desks for neatness, trying to keep them neat and out of the way of things. So, stuck them to the underside of the desk using these clips like this. And then, if you look over here, that's a USB hub, which is where the controllers plug into. That's stuck to the underside of the desk as well. Over here is a USB hub where the camera and the microphone are plugged into. And over here is another USB hub. This is where the lights and the earbuds charger are plugged into. Again, all stuck to the underside of the desk. And all it is that there's a metal plate, there's a adhesive metal plate. You put that on the back. To be honest, I did have to put some super glue on it because it turns out the adhesive wasn't strong enough to hold up everything. So I put some super glue to buttress it. And then, yeah, just put some magnets on the other side of these USB hubs. And that's that. That holds them up. So yeah, magnets are useful. I'm saying it a lot because I want you to understand that from this video. Magnets are useful, and know what you're buying. know the limitations of the things that you're buying. These are trays that hold up the plugs and all that sort of stuff, and various other bits and pieces to keep off the floor, which makes the floor a bit neater. It also means I can keep my vinyls down here. I have a vinyl collection that I keep down here, which you can't really see. Let me see here. Get some light in there. So yeah, it's with vinyl. I've other vinyls as well, but I just keep a box down here. But with things not on the floor, I've got space for that now. But yeah, a bunch of cables, all kind of, a lot of them stuck. I'll just kind of trail to make sure they're out of the way of things and held up with using these things like this so that they're kind of wound up in it as well. Or, you know, wound up, what's what I'm looking for? Wind up? Wrapped up is what I'm trying to say. So using these things as well to keep them wrapped up. And over here, this is, if I can get it, here we go. This is a HDMI splitter. So this is what the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox, and the PlayStation all plug into. I even put labels on them so you can see which ones are which. So yeah, that's what they plug into. So, and this switches between the HDMI signals as to whichever one I'm using. And then there's a cable that goes out, but not to the TV, because, like I say, it's also a streaming setup that I'm showing you as well, which means they go out into this. And this is the Ava Media, if I can get it, things in a way. There we go, Ava Media Live Gamer Ultra capture card. And so that plugs, the HDMI comes out of that into this, and then this goes into the television, and also this cable goes into the computer, which means that it captures what I'm playing and sends to the computer so I can stream it and or record it. In fact, let me show you something real quick, because the Live Gamer Ultra doesn't have an on and off button. In fact, capture cards generally don't have on and off buttons. It's just whatever. So I don't really like to keep it on all the time. So what I did is that I have the cable from the Live Gamer Ultra come out to here, and then this cable runs into the PC, and when I'm not using it, I'll just unplug them or plug them in when I'm about to use it. So that's my switch, my on and off switch for the Live Gamer Ultra, just a USB. That is my desk/stream setup. This is what I'm working with. This is how I do things. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Maybe you've picked up a trick or two, something you might want to use for your own setup. Just maybe. But if nothing else, magnets are useful, and understand the limitations of the things that you buy, and you'll get the most out of it. But yeah, that's going to be it for the minute. So guys, until whenever, if ever, peace.